Hello everyone, it's Promise Odera again. I think he's drizzling. All right, so I just watched the channels TV politics today, where Shemu hosted a few Leonard Silk, I think senator, and also the House of Rep, Deputy Speaker. Benjamin Kalu, and the discussion was around the new creation of states. They proposed 31 extra states in Nigeria. And this is my take. For me, I support anything that challenges the statu quo or that changes the statu quo because as far as we are concerned, anybody that is Nigerian will agree that Nigeria as it is not working. So I know one of the biggest problems we have is that all of us are too intelligent in our own light, that any idea that comes on board, there will be people that will fight it, there will be people that will be indifferent, and there are people that will support it. So the issue of tax reform, I don't know where we are with that. Even something as commendable as that has not seen the light of day because of oppositions and people that disagree. And then the issue of regional government, which everybody is saying, instead of creating more states, why not we reduce the cost of governance and go back to regional government? Just like the deputy speaker said, the only time that Nigeria prospered was regional government, but we all know what happened because of the civil war that was cut short. But be it as it may, now if you say let us go back to regional government, that is you're reducing 36 states to now 3 regions or 4 regions or 6 regions, as we have the 6 political regions, right? But the problems, or zones rather, but the problem is that there is going to be people that will kick against it because Nigeria as it is favors the north. There's no sugarcoating it. So the north will always stand and say, no, let's leave it as it is, blah, 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 blah. So now this discussion of states, the reason why I support it is that it changes the status quo. We need to try something different because as it is now, Nigeria is not working. It's not fine, which I've already said. Now, I did a quick research on how many counties we have in the UK. So UK is made up of 3 subnationals. You have England, you have Wales, you have Scotland, you have Northern Ireland. But then England or UK as a country has 92 counties. Now, out of those 92 counties, you have 33 that is in Scotland. You have 22 in Wales. You have 9 in Northern Ireland, and you have about 39 or so in England, right? So that is small population of about 60-something million. Population of British citizens are already 92 counties. If you talk about how many councils are about 319 or 390 something. Don't quote me on this, but you can quickly do a quick research on how many counties you have. Sorry, councils. So if UK is operating a government with 92 counties and about 300 and something councils, that's equivalent of saying that Nigeria has about so UK has about 92 states and then about 300 something local governments. That's an equivalent. Now if you go to America has about 50 states, right? So 50 states, and you're looking at about 300 something million population. So Nigeria, from the last census, which is so many years ago, of course you know it's outdated, Nigeria has 36 states for 200 something million population. Of course, we are nearly 300, if not even 400. I'm not counting those abroad, but we know Nigerians with the population we are, way above, 220 million. But let's cap our argument based on what is data, what is factual. Based on the last census, you can say we are, on 200 something million. Now, so in comparison to this, right? If UK, state of 60 something million, a country of 60 something million, has about 92 counties, or even if you pin it down to England, right, has about 39 counties, right? And America, about 300 something million roughly, has about 50 states. How then does Nigeria, about 200 something million, has only 36 states? So the need for creation of more states arise and makes sense. Now, when the first Silk was speaking on that program with Shehu Okembeloye, he said it's not viable to have more states, that we should be cutting down cost of government. But then what one of the peculiar problems we have in Nigeria is unity. It's our problem. Now, a lot of people don't have that sense of belonging. A lot of people in some states don't think that they are being represented enough, or rather that the government cares about them. Be it governor, be it senators, or so they don't know if their plights are being seen. There are a lot of localities, communities in Nigeria that don't even have lights, don't have good roads, because maybe somebody from that community, they have not made it to be a senator or House of Rep or governor. I'm going to use my state for example, just for people to understand. In the proposed states, Enugu State is going to produce 2 extra states, Adada and Etiti State, if I'm not mistaken, from what I heard on channels. Okay, so if Enugu State further divides into 3, currently as it is, we have 3 senatorial zones in Enugu State, right? You have Nkano, you have Nsukka, and you have Udi. Now, these 3 local government, or 3 senatorial zones rather, produces a governor, once. Let's say it rotates, right? So currently, we have Pitamba, who is from Nkano. Now, the former governor is from Nsukka, and then the governor before that is from Udi. So that's how it rotates. So talking about Sullivan Chime to Buruburu and now to Pitamba. Now what happens is that the last governor we had from Nkano was Chimaroke Namani. He did a lot for Nkano people, brought a suit to Abani and stuff like that. But after that, nothing again happened in our local government, because other states will say, okay, our own person is there now, he has to help our own people. Now, apart from Pitamba, who is now Nkano person again, that is back, that's supposed to probably face Nkano now, his approach is not to be just for his own local government. He's helping every part of Enugu State. So he's working across board. He's not saying, okay, because I'm from Nkano, I'm going to face Nkano people, which is what, it's a welcome development when we reason and think like that. But what happens is that people have to wait for their own senatorial zone to be represented in the executive arm as a governor for them to see development. So when you further break the states into more states, what happens is that development filters down faster, and at the same time, rather than waiting for your own turn, for your own people to present a governor before you can have development, what happens is that the thing trickles down even faster to these small localities. So I welcome the idea of creation of more states, and again, for us to balance the equation, because if you look at the House of Rep, it's tilted towards the north. If you look at the House of Assembly, it's tilted towards the north in terms of the number of senates, the number of House of Rep. So Nigeria is not balanced. So now the House of Rep are looking into the constitutional review, and of course this question of state is just one aspect of the constitutional review. They're looking at the constitutional review, and they're going to do a lot of engagement, and I really welcome this. This is what we are talking about, nation building. This is what it's supposed to be. Constitution says we the people, so we are now trying to create a constitution that is for Nigerians, by Nigerians, produced for Nigeria, to treat our immediate needs. Now, I like what is happening in the Ministry of Education. I saw the proposal of changing the 6334 education system to, what we have in the UK here, which is the 12-4 system. You go to primary school for 12 years and then you go straight to university. Now, all these things are welcome development. I believe the British are extremely intelligent people, and I think we should start mirroring our structure of government to what they have here, because here it works. And don't forget, all these Americans that we hear today are British people that left here. They don't want to pay tax to the monarch system, and they went to America and they built America. The British helped to build so many countries, New Zealand, Canada, so many places. They helped them to stand. So I think if we model what we have towards what the British have in terms of, capping our, like I said in one of my last posts, the biggest problem we have in Nigeria is the cost of campaign, the cost of election. PDP is planning to win the next election. APC is planning to, win the next election. Now, the cost of running an election, if you say you want to be a presidential candidate, how much are they going to sell you? It's like I was listening to a speaker on, the same program, Politics Today by Sheung, and they asked the guy, I've forgotten the name of the guy, but he came on the program the same day this intelligent guy, Kelvin Emmanuel, came on the program, and he was asked about the confab for youth, and he said he doesn't believe that idea is going to help Nigeria, that what we need more than all of this is other reforms and other sort of policies that will help us, that doing confab for youth is more political than anything, but because he said if you do come for police and say, oh, youth come and be more involved in politics, how much are you going to sell the form, to them? 100 million. So in a case where you sell just form to apply, say, to be a governor or be a president, 100 million, you cannot say you are advocating for the youth. You cannot say you are advocating for, things. So we have to look into the cost of election, the cost of campaign. So we have people who are viable, who are intelligent, who have things to offer, who necessarily don't have the money stashed somewhere or don't have a political sponsor that they have to pay back if they win election. So when we do this will help us to sort of focus our attention on getting the right people and not the monetary aspect. And again, INEC don't need all this aid from EU, from America to be able to run election. We should cap our elections and campaign. That's what the British does. They cap their elections, they cap their campaigns. There's a maximum amount of money they have to spend on these things, and they use a lot of volunteers. Of course, use a lot of volunteers. Use state-owned, like council, council places, schools. You don't have to pay for all those places in terms of, where you want to run election, election centers and stuff like that. So minimize the cost of election so that people that want to run election will be people that actually have something to offer and not people who have a lot of money to throw away during election. If you check how much it costs to run election in Nigeria, it is even more than what it costs to run election in America. Yes, we have a lot of volunteers and a lot of what do you call it? Accounts set up by, say for example in America, there are people that are going to give a lot of money sort of to fund their candidate, but that is minimal compared to how much is being actually spent. If you check, even Democrats, how much they spend, they're even looking at, the debts they run into, and, how it's all these things because of so much expenditure during election, during campaigns and stuff. We can reduce all of this. There is, a lot of laws in the UK as regards how you advertise, have to give fair hearing to everybody. It has to be level ground. There is no such thing as, of course, there are major parties. We know the Labour Party, the Conservative, of course. But again, you can see, the Green Party or, small parties winning because they try to make it level for everybody and cap the spending so that, everybody can be able to have a shot at it. So I believe we are getting somewhere as a country, and I believe the 2 years that the Deputy Speaker Carlos said that they're going to allocate to the whole process of constitutional review is welcome development. Let us take time, let us engage. They said they are going to go to, for public engagement, they are going to go to, for each geopolitical zone, they're going to go to at least 2 states to speak to people. So when they come around to your state, get involved. Get involved as Nigerians. Discuss this constitution review. Constitution is the pillar. It is the main thing that holds countries together. So this time that we're having this most important singular topic, this singular point, this constitution is the main thing. Especially if you're a legal practitioner, especially if you have gone to law school, you are supposed to be the one writing the memorandums, trying to get the, especially all these House of Rep, people that you're educated enough, Nigerians are intelligent enough. This is the time for us to come together, rub minds together, put it on paper, send memorandas to the House of Rep, get it signed by the State House. If anything, that will move this country forward. We need water bills, we need electricity, we need roads, we need all these things to be enshrined in the Constitution. It's supposed to be our rights. We need free education. All these things, we are supposed to put it in there for us to know. Does governors need immunity? Does public officers need immunity? These are the things we are supposed to enshrine in there. Look at Trump. Trump said he's withdrawing Biden's security clearance. That means even as an ex-president, he shouldn't be having the secrets of the country. So these are the things you cannot say, oh, because you're a governor, because you're an ex this one, you're a retired this one, you have access to this, you have access to that. Some of these things should be cut short so that government will reduce the expenditure, because as the country is going older, we're having more and more people coming out of government and serve. So if we keep piling up what we give to ex-people, ex-presidents, ex-governors, that means we're going to be continuing running the country down. The more country grows, the more we're running down, because the resources are being used for retired this, retired that. No. Let us change all these things, and this is the constitution review. This is the opportunity we have to change a lot of things that are not going well for the country. God bless you.